here for both teams.
Oh, all of the pain and hard work for both of these teams. And it's Astralis who will be carrying that trophy home with them. Incredible.
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, your major champions, Astralis. The emotional journey for these players, how long it has taken them to get to this spot, Semler.
10 majors, Anders. 10 majors over 3 years. They've made so many semifinals. The top 8's one of the most consistent teams, but never able to make the leap. Today is the day. Today is their day.
Dupree, you have made the major semifinals 4 times in the past, but that is always where it stops. Today, that has all changed. Today, you have made history. Your team is now the major champion.
I'm totally speechless right now. I don't know what to say at all. I mean, this is the most insane thing I've ever tried in my entire life. Like, it goes out to all 3 maps, so we have our backs against the wall, and we just keep believing it. We just show that we're the best team in the world.
Now, Dupree, I know that 2016 was a very difficult year for you and your team. After all that you went through, how much more does this victory mean for you?
This is the dream. Like, the dream has come true. This is what we worked for so many times. We finally made it, and it looked so shady in some of the matches we have been playing this event, and also in the final. We were down so much, but everyone just kept their heads high. We just played our heads, like our hearts out. And right now, I don't know. And thank you very much for the crowd as well.
This crowd at Atlanta has been cheering their hearts out. You have fans, friends, and family all over the world watching you. Please, something for them.
I just want to thank everyone that came here live watching it, everyone watching it at stream. For us, this is so much more than a game, and you're also a big part of why you make esports so great, so thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 E-League Major Champions are Astralis!
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Astralis finally, after so long, able to take a major championship. We are going to go to a crew break, and when we go back, we're going to go through the desk. So stay with us. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you play Counter-Strike? Do you want to play with the pros? Do you want to play against this guy?
Going in for his team.
Or this guy? Perhaps even this guy. Okay, maybe not him. Sign up now to Faceit.com and take your game to the next level. Play against the pros only at Faceit.com.
My name is Forrest.
I'm Getright.
Freiberg. You want to beat an old timer like me?
Come try us at Faceit.com.
The home of all the good stuff.
The E-League Major, live from the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, is brought to you by G Fuel, the official energy drink of E-League, and by Dell Gaming. Don't just play, game.
He's playing this magnificently. And there's the clutch. Yeah!
Where is the retake, Virtus Pro?
There's the shot. The patience pays off for Device. Neo just crouching behind the angle, and there's one, there's two! No saving it! This is Astralis' turn.
Yes, welcome back to the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Astralis are our champions. But I'll tell you what a story, because they didn't win it in the way a lot of pundits thought they were going to. We're going to quickly break it down for you here on the analysis desk. Duncan, I'll start with you. Yes, they were your pick, but here's the thing. You said they had to get out in front. You said they had to lead from the front. They didn't. They came back. This is new Astralis.
So sure, well, that Device needed to show up as well.
Yeah, and he did.
Sure, but this is the point. I actually thought in terms of psychology, that would be the issue, you know. They've got to get out in front because VP, when they apply pressure like that, that's when people break. That's when if there's any choke in Astralis, it's going to happen, you know. So I think early on, there was some carryover from that last map, actually. VP on T side, Astralis looking passive, looking scared. But you know what? I told you it would be a tale of the dueling T-sides, and it was. Like, you have to give a lot of the credit. Listen, individual plays, yeah, Zipnix, Kirby, it was all there. No Device, unfortunately. But let's give a lot of credit to Glaive for this one. Some of those calls on the T side, incredibly ballsy.
The 14-14 rush was unreal.
Yeah. I mean, he basically just, that's what you want from a leader, decisive play, to just say, we're going for this, and if we lose, it's on me. You know, I'll call the wrong one.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, absolutely, you know, because sure, Device didn't have a great final. It was amazing in every other game in the tournament.
He got him to the final, though, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? And you know, you're absolutely on point there. These are young guys. Glaive's like one of the older players in the team. He's the leader. He literally put the team on his back, like you said, and made these ballsy calls. I can't believe what I've seen.
It's smart as well tactically when you consider how many force buys, how many rounds Astralis lost to just pistols getting picked apart across the map. So Glaive just says, we're not going to do that. We're not going to split up. We're going to hit it as a team, and we're just going to overwhelm with the firepower. And that's exactly what they did. And this, I mean, how many times were there rounds where you just said, there's no way Astralis can come back from this now? I mean, VP's up this much, and they just win another one of these rounds.
Done. I think there was even a Twitter malfunction. Yeah. It was called for VP. I mean, you know, this was honestly their final to lose. They were so far ahead. They looked so superior. Yeah. What really started to
I wonder if President Dewey will invite VP to the White House.
Yeah, we'll see.
Reference game on point.
I liked it. It was very good. What really came unstuck for Virtus Pro here, because they're experienced, they've been in this situation a million times.
I have to say, for all the miracle plays he made in this tournament, like Smacks almost single-handedly made this a great final, but he did really cool off towards the end there. You know, amazingly, you know, either he'd make a push and he'd get killed, which is what didn't happen earlier in the series, or amazingly, he just stopped making plays. He was very strange. I have to say, by the way, this guy right here, you want to talk about a young guy under pressure. And remember all those months in the summer, oh, you should have never kicked Cajun B. Now this guy's just taken over the final, winning the game for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a big factor, but I think really when you look at how this played out, it's the adjustments. I mean, not only starting slow and then finding ways to make it work in the end, but the big one is obviously when Device isn't having a great game with that AWP, instead of making him the focal point and the star and the guy who creates in the strategy, Device just starts sitting farther back and he's just holding angles, supporting his teammates with the AWP. Everyone else, KRB, Dupree, these are the guys going in first. These are guys who are getting the opening kill, and Device is just there to watch for someone trying to get a flank, someone trying to push up in a weird way, and I mean, it was just so very effective and a good way to put a struggling star into a position where he can still find success.
And you've got to give it up to Zipnix again. I mean, there was just that one round when they did the Tech 9 buy, and he had to win it with the Tech 9. He just played it so beautifully. He actually just mind game Snacks, and that's where normally Snacks toys with people, you know. It was absolutely fantastic the way he played.
It was just, I mean, really, the calling from Astralis towards the end to make this comeback, it was just aggressive, and I think maybe It did seem like, to a certain degree, there were some of those old nerves creeping back into it. And the best way to take nerves out of the equation is just to call something fast-paced like that, where you don't have time to think, where all you can do is react and play by instinct. And that's exactly what Glaive started to really call. And I think that took a lot of those nerves and a lot of that sketchy decision-making out of the hands of the Astralis players. And then they just run away with it at the end. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful sequence of rounds to end this game.
I don't think you can pick apart the game and say anyone lost this game. I mean, VP did an amazing job in this series. Like, I actually want to thank them for such a fantastic final. This obviously, there's another world in which Astralis maybe wins 2-1, but they win more comfortably or they get ahead early on. Virtus Pro made all the plays to put them in a position where anyone else would have broken.
Yeah, and you know, look, you've got to say, really, really just an incredible story, because Virtus Pro, they don't often break. When they get into that vibe, when they start rolling, this is why they're one of the greatest teams in World Counter-Strike. Once they get a lead, they very rarely throw it away. You've got to be a hell of a team to get back into a series. To do it on 2 maps, unbelievable.
I mean, we call them the Virtus Plow for a reason, because it's nearly impossible to stop them when they get going. This is the second time that the Plow has ever actually been stopped in its tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, this was an incredible.
And mostly by this young'un here.
Yeah.
Kirby, our player of the match. I don't think it can be in doubt. Incredible performance by him. You know, even in the map that they lost, he was instrumental.
Yeah. I mean, to me, if you even look at his style of play, it's that pixel-perfect aiming. He's like the Bialy of their team, because again, he doesn't have to always turn up, but if he does, now how are you going to deal with them?
Yes, so our Hyper X Factor, we picked out this. This is a pivotal turning point, isn't it, Jason? It's the 1v2 clutch here by Zipnik.
This is in that second map, and this is where it's just a very critical round. And so many off angles. That shot, I mean, you have to hit it immediately. But, I mean, it's not just this round. This just exemplifies how clutch Zipnik's was throughout this series. Even in the third map on Train, just such good positioning from him. And that's how he does it. I mean, he is that kind of that mental player, the very intelligent player. And he's not going to win it all the time with raw aim. He can do that. But, you know, mostly it's his positioning, it's his movement, it's ability to find the right fight in this situation.
I've got to say, Richard, people always ask me, every AMA, they say, what is the best match ever? And I normally go back to that classic. You remember, it was Fnatic, NIP, MLG. The difference is, this was as good a match, but it was in the grand final of a major. And the storylines of that, I think this takes the new #1 spot.
Oh, I think this is the best final we've had. I think it's just a classic
game.
Oh,
easily.
You know, yeah, absolutely. You can hear people cheering as well in the background. Still hanging around. Just amazing stuff from this audience. It's been a really incredible experience. Now, we've had, I think, a record number of viewers, certainly over 1.2 million people around the world tuning in for this. So some of you might be new to Counter-Strike, so we want to tell you about our partners, Face It. They've been running some community cup nights. If you're new to the game, this is a great way to get involved. And what you can do is you can play in the community cup nights dedicated to this E-League major, and you've got a chance to win pins, official jerseys, signed by the players who competed, and a whole lot more. So make sure you get yourself over to faceit.com. And if you want to hear more about what E-League's going to be doing, obviously go to eleague.com. There's an official newsletter you can sign up to. Certainly do that. And let's sink it in. Let's do it. Let's bring up the standings page. I honestly thought this was unthinkable. You can see there, Astralis right at the top, taking the lion's share of the $1 million prize pool. $500,000 to them. Virtus Pro runners up. Not often you say that when they get to the finals. Just incredible that Astralis sit atop all of those fantastic names in World CS. So guys, let's do it. Let's try and encapsulate everything we've seen here. It's about time for us to go. I just got to say, I just think it's been a breathtaking major. We knew this was wide open competitively. I think the bar's been set incredibly high for the overall level. Just a wonderful tournament from start to finish for me. What do you guys think?
I credit it a lot. I mean, it's not just this grand final. This was obviously one of the best matches we've seen in a grand final or in Counter-Strike in general, but the matches from start to finish of this major have been, I mean, the best group stage we had. So many of the games in the quarterfinals and semifinals so close, such good Counter-Strike, such exciting play. And I'm just going to say it, I credit a lot of it to that break we had leading into this major, that month off that these teams had.
Yeah, and Duncan, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some amazing games. Obviously, let's not forget people like Na'Vi, Fnatic making that deep run, the SK Gaming guys with the stand-in, a couple of rounds from the final. But I think the storyline was perfect. If you were making the movie, Astralis would be the central cast, you know. Yeah, they're the favorites, but they have this problem. The character comes out in the game, and they fail, and they don't make it. And so to finally see them lift the trophy. I mean, Device is one of the only all-time greats who didn't have that major trophy. I think it's a fitting end to the tournament.
Dupree to be played by Tom Hardy. Thanks very much, guys. Wonderful to work with you, as always. And that is it from us here at the E-League Major in the Fox Theatre. It's just been an absolute blast. Thanks to obviously all of the crew that made this possible, all of the amazing fans who came from all over the world to watch us. We really appreciate it. Everyone watching at home as well. Thanks to all of our partners, Face It and Valve, without whom none of this will be possible. From me, Richard Lewis, the host, I want to thank you from everybody at E-League, and we can't wait to see you again when E-League returns. Take care.
I was right.